And can you guys see my screen?
Looks great, Jason.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to talk to you guys about building your clients' sales funnels. And my hope here is to give you more value, give you an opportunity to give your clients more value, and to hopefully put more money in your pockets and their pockets as well. Okay. So here's kind of what we're going to go through today. I'd like to keep it clear and concise and keep things on point. I want to make sure you understand the three essential pieces of a sales funnel. I guarantee your clients aren't paying attention to them, and when you talk to people about sales funnel, they're usually missing two of the three as well. I want to teach you how to help your clients build their lists and earn more money, even if funnels isn't your business. So maybe just, active campaign or email marketing is your business. I'm going to make this apply to you anyway. And then finally, I want to teach you how to generate more money, more revenue for your business by helping your clients do the same. Sound good? All right, who am I? There is me, an old photo of me, but there's me. I'm the founder and CEO of Intentionally Inspirational. So my business, we create content for entrepreneurs, and we focus on sales funnels. So nice and right up my alley here. I'm a podcast host. I create content and kind of a marketing automation junkie. I blame Active Campaign for that. So, and then another thing is, I'm really passionate about educating, inspiring, and teaching others. So that sounds like something that's interesting to you. You're in the right place. You guys ready to get going?
I think we're ready to rock, Jason.
All right, let's do it. So I found this quote, and before we dive into anything, I feel like this quote kind of accurately describes this webinar today. Success is where preparation and opportunity meet. Those crossroads are where the magic happens. So get your mind open, get yourself willing to explore new opportunities and ideas in your head, and I think this will be really helpful for you, okay? So the first piece of this is, like I mentioned before, is learning the three essential pieces of the sales funnel that your clients aren't paying attention to. And I'll be honest with you, I was working in corporate America. I was doing this on the side. And when I wrapped my mind around this first concept, everything changed for me. Everything changed because the way that I was looking at a sales funnel was simplified, but at the same time, everything was very clear to me and became very apparent. So here we go. And I've kind of made up these terms to make it really easy to digest, but piece number one is the front end. So this is what 90% or probably more of what people think about when they think of a sales funnel. It's what you see. It's the user experience piece. It's the landing pages, the sales pages, cart pages, anything that you see on your screen. Could be videos, could be pictures. It's all the pretty stuff, all right? And you guys watching and listening, like myself, like most of your clients, probably get stuck here and spend too much time here. Oh, I don't like the font. Oh, my colors are a little off on my logo. I don't like the design. And they focus, and you guys focus, and I focus on these areas that matter, but not as much as you would think. I'm going to be really honest with you. I've seen some unbelievably successful sales funnels that were ugly, absolutely ugly to look at, but they made a ton of money. Okay. So this part's important, but this is not everything. This is not where the magic happens. Okay. People argue with me on this. That's fine. Go ahead and argue, but I want you to write this down, make a note of this, the front end, the piece that people see. Okay. It's the first part. Here's an example. I just took a landing page, and it happens to be one of mine. And what do you know? Talking about Active Campaign. Kind of weird coincidence, huh? Just an example. Simple headline, little copy, and there's a video. Okay. You want to have landing pages that look great, but it's not everything. It's not everything. It's just a piece. Okay. The back end. God, this is so important. And this is specifically the piece that when I wrapped my mind around it, changed my life, changed my business. Nobody thinks about this. Nobody talks about this. Okay. The back end is the email marketing, the text follow-ups, the automated stuff that's happening, the conditional logic, everything that makes things happen after the user leaves your site or leaves your page. Okay. Active Campaign should be the back end of your client's funnels and your funnels. And if it's not, all right, you're missing an opportunity. And the reason I say that is because nobody's doing it better than Active Campaign. And honestly, if they were, I would use them, but they're not, so I don't. Okay. I was using Actionetics with ClickFunnels. I'm sure you've heard of it. And I was looking, this was about 2 years ago, I was looking for some features that I just couldn't find. And I was looking for a visual representation of marketing automation that Actionetics didn't offer. An active campaign, as you should know, is very visual, very powerful, very innovative. So even my clients now who work with Actionetics, I push them to Active Campaign for the back end because it's better and it's easier for them to use and work with and make sense out of. Okay, this is where the magic happens. You know, if you guys know anything about sales and marketing, regardless of the business, you're not going to likely sell somebody the first time they see your message. It's sixth, seventh, eighth time. And what better way to do that with email follow-ups and texting and chatbots and different things like that. Okay, the back end. Write that down if nothing else today. The back end, that's where the magic happens. Okay, and if you work with Active Campaign exclusively now, awesome with your clients, but you already know there's another side to this, another piece to this that you can tap into, and we'll get into that more here in just a little bit. Okay, here's an example of an automation in Active Campaign, and I'm positive this is not the first time you've seen something like this. If it is, I don't know what to tell you, but this is part of my welcome series for my own email account. Okay, and then the third piece, and the third piece of a funnel is kind of separate from the funnel, but absolutely critical: the traffic. Okay, organic. Most clients don't have enough organic traffic to make things happen on a consistent, ongoing basis. Some do. I've seen a few people that get, 10,000 plus unique visitors a month, but that is far and few between. So for most companies, paid ads are part of the strategy. Okay, some very common ones that everybody's heard of. If you're a business-to-business company like me, LinkedIn and Facebook are probably good places to look. If you're doing consumer-to-consumer stuff, Facebook, Google ads, Pinterest ads, Twitter ads, there's a lot of different routes there. There's even getting on people's podcasts. There's even influencer marketing. You can go on and on and on. But what you need to think about is, if you talk to your clients and listen to them, most of them don't think about this. Or they may think, oh, I'm going to run Facebook ads for 30 days. Okay, then what? Then what happens? Okay, they don't understand that traffic is like a faucet. Once you turn it on, it shouldn't be turned off. All right, it shouldn't be turned off because it's going to impact the entire funnel. This stuff making sense? I can't see the chat. I don't know what comments or anything are being shared, but hopefully there's a light bulb that went off in your head somewhere already. Okay, just an example of a Facebook ad. I'm sure we've all seen tons of them. Okay. Second piece, learn how to help your clients build their lists and earn more money, even if funnels aren't your business. What do I mean by that? Okay. It's connecting those dots, front, middle, or front and back end traffic, front and back end traffic. Okay. If you're a Facebook ads agency and your focus is on just generating ads, well, if you think about how you can help your client build their list and do more with the funnel, even if it's outside of what you normally do, you're going to add more value to them. Okay. Anytime you can add value to your clients, you're going to give them a better experience and increase that working relationship together. Okay. So when I got into doing this stuff, I never sought out to build sales funnels. I learned Active Campaign, I learned ClickFunnels, and then I started connecting dots going, oh my God, this stuff is all related. If somebody needs one, they need the other two things. These three pieces of the funnel, every single business needs. And if you're only focusing on one, you're missing opportunity, period. Okay. Understand your value prop. All right. This is a big one. All right. Think about what you do right now. Maybe you're not an ads agency and you just do email marketing, or maybe you just set up new Active Campaign accounts. Okay. There's value in every one of these examples, but you need to think of the bigger picture for your client. Okay. Maybe I only help them with email, or maybe only help them with ads. What are the other things I know that they have to have because they have these things? Okay. Figure out where you're at with them currently. Educate them on what they should be doing. Even if you don't offer that service, become part of the solution. Okay. If you do email marketing now and you decide that I want to become strong in Facebook ads, you can learn Facebook ads and potentially help them there. Or you can find somebody who's good in Facebook ads and make that referral. Maybe there's some sort of an incentive for the referring person to you. Okay. But anytime that you can go above and beyond and give more than you're paid for, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Is this stuff making sense? You got to think bigger than whatever you're doing now. And I don't care how well you're doing. The amount of money you make is not part of this conversation. It's about helping you make more by helping your clients. Okay. The lead magnet opportunity. Very, very interesting topic for me here. And the reason I say that is because most people do the PDFs and ebooks. See them everywhere. Millions and millions of them out there. That's great. Those are lead magnets that can work. Here's an example from Ramit Sethi. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. His company is iwillteachtoberiich.com, and he is using an example of a quiz for lead magnet. All right. He's going to ask you some questions. He's going to segment you, and this does work. His email list is massive. Last I heard, it was 750,000 plus. Pretty strong, pretty engaged. It's an idea. It's something I want you to start thinking about. I want you to start thinking outside the box with lead magnets. Okay. Here's some ideas. Quizzes and surveys are really hot right now, and there's a good reason for that. It helps you segment people before they even get to your list. All right. You can give people more personalized responses based on what they're looking for or based on where they're at. Okay. Some other ideas I've seen work well: free video series. Okay. Take whatever it is that your clients do, and it can be a service. It could even be a product, and you could educate them about that product. Break it into 3 5-minute videos, and they get one right away, and the other two, one a day for the 2 days. Digital magazine. We create a quarterly digital magazine, and to get it, you've got to in your email address to get that. Just an idea. It's a lot of work, but it can be helpful for you. And obviously, auto webinars and live webinars, great way to get email addresses and information, not only for your business, but for your clients as well. And you're going to get more targeted people on your list. Okay. If you do nothing with lead magnets, and you're working with a client and you know that their lead magnet is an old stale PDF and they just can't seem to get the results they're looking for, jump on a call, jump on a Zoom, make a suggestion. Say, hey, I know this isn't what you pay me for, but couldn't help but noticing your strategy is 15 years old. Let's try something new. What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is that you end up where you already are, or more than likely you'll find a way to improve. So stuff making sense? And the third part of this, learn how to generate more monthly revenue for your business by helping your clients do the same thing. And this is what we're all really here to do. I mean, we want to help our clients, but we want to grow, right? I never sought out in business to reach a level and hang out there for 20 years. I mean, it's always about continuous improvement, continuous growth. And I think you guys are probably in the same boat. So let's check this out. Retainer opportunities. Boy, oh boy. If anybody listening to me is working with clients right now, and you don't have some option for a monthly recurring retainer, you're missing massive opportunity. Okay. Massive opportunity. And I don't care what your business is. I'm going to give you a couple ideas here. Hopefully one of them's new and get you going. I'm not going to give you any advice on how to set up your agreements. I'm not a lawyer. There's plenty of information and resources out there beyond me for that. But if you're a service-based company, do you have the knowledge or the skills, or does your team even before I say that, for what you're doing now, are you using retainers? Okay. If you're not, you need to be. And you need to be using some kind of a recurring payment software like a PayPal or a Stripe or something like that. And just by having some predictable income, it's going to allow you to stabilize your business. It's going to allow you to give more knowledge and value to your clients with their sales funnels, now and going into the future as well. Okay. If you're a sales-based company, a lot of times with this stuff, not sales-based, service-based, a lot of times with the stuff we're talking about today, it's like, hey, Mr. Client, great. I've helped you set up a piece of your funnel. Okay. The next conversation is, what are you doing about the other two pieces? So what this looks like with Active Campaign is, hey, I've helped you set up the back end. What's your plan for landing pages? What's your plan for one-time offers, and how are you going to get traffic into your funnel? And people are like, oh boy, I never thought about that. It happens almost every time, right? So if you're a service-based company, figure that part out. Figure out if you can become a solution to some of those other areas that they're ignoring. And the big ones in this field are generating traffic with ads, email marketing, and funnel optimization. And funnel optimization is kind of the big one. It's like, hey, we can take care of your ads, your email marketing, and if you use the product like a ClickFunnels, we can help you tweak that, optimize that, in the full funnel front to back. That's your most powerful offering kind of in this agency space, in my opinion, with this stuff, okay? So think about that. Strategy based, all right? What if what I just said was too much and you're like, I can't wrap my mind around it. It's overwhelming. I can't do it right now. What about strategy, all right? If you're making any money working with Active Campaign or around the sales funnel for your clients, you have knowledge that people are willing to pay for. So that proof of concept already exists. That box is checked. What if some of your clients are like, hey, this has been really helpful. How can we work with you, on an ongoing basis? People ask that question. And if they're not, perhaps you haven't met the right people yet, but people ask that question and are willing to pay for it. So what you can do is you can come up with a overall digital marketing strategy for a couple hours a month. Maybe it's, I'm not going to tell you an hourly rate, but maybe you charge a couple $100 an hour. And somebody pays you a retainer and you give them 2 hours a month on a Zoom call and some email support, something like that, okay? That's going to be cheaper than a company hiring their own employee to do it, quote unquote marketing person. So strategy retainers are something that you should be using and doing as well. And it could even be another competitor of yours who isn't as far down the road as you are. There's a lot of opportunities here. And the last is affiliate based, okay? Recommending solutions that help fill voids in the client sales funnel that you believe in, that you use, that will help them with the broader picture, okay? I'm an Active Campaign reseller, like some of you probably are. I'm also an affiliate. I'm telling you now, if you're not a reseller, you're missing opportunities, okay? Don't get hung up on trying to make a ton of money off one account. It's all about the relationship. So if I help somebody set up an account and save them 10% off of list price, all right, I have a client. The relationship has changed. They're not just a person I've talked to. I've provided them a service, saved money for them. And even if I make $5 a month in profit, guess what I found? Because they're already a customer, they're 10 times more likely to spend money with me in the future. I've had that exact scenario turn into, hey, you know something about Facebook ads? Will you do Facebook ads for me? Can I pay for consulting? Will you build me a funnel? Can you manage this for me? So you have no idea where that'll lead. But getting that monthly recurring stream of revenue, if you're a reseller, set yourself up with PayPal recurring payments or something like that, something comparable. You get that monthly splash of income, that little dopamine rush, your client's saving money, and they have somebody to go to if they have questions about all or a piece of their sales funnel. Is anybody listening right now getting excited yet? Because I just thought about screaming. It gets me excited to hear myself say that because everybody watching and listening can benefit from this.
Jason, we're getting some hand raises. I think people are really fired up.
Okay. I'm just off my own world here. Do I answer questions now or do we keep rolling or what?
You're doing great, man. Keep on going. I'm going to tee up some questions here in the chat for you as you wrap up though.
Okay. And I'll leave you with this. This is really important. Don't think about doing service, strategy, or affiliate based retainers. You need to do them all. You need to do them all. So if you're not doing them all, it's beautiful because you have opportunity. And if you're doing them all, find out how to do more of them all. Because that's where the longevity is for all of us with this and with your clients. I mean, this is a win-win-win for everybody, okay? This is powerful. I don't care what you got going on around you. Pay attention to these words. Do you personally see any reason why you can't help your clients build their sales funnels? Before you answer that, did you notice that I didn't say it takes you 2 years to become an expert in this or that? I think that's the roadblock where people get jammed up. Oh man, I'm not good enough. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert. I am 100% self-taught with all of this. Okay. Do you have to put in work? Yeah. But what makes you an expert? I believe you have to know 10% more than your clients, or you have to be willing to put in the work that they're not willing to because they're busy. That's it. Okay. So now you need to answer this question. Give me your answer right now. Yes or no. If you said yes, then your problem with your business not growing may be because of your own limiting belief. You can do this stuff, guys. You can do this stuff. I promise. It is not rocket science. It is not time travel. You can do it, but you have to believe you can do it before any of that matters. So if you want to scale your business, if you want to help your clients scale their businesses, you've got to get your mind around what we've talked about today. You've got to commit to it and say, I'm going to be better Friday than I was today, and keep learning. It's an ongoing, continuous process. So here's a quick recap of what I've just thrown at you. We've talked about and learned the 3 essential pieces of the sale funnel that no one's paying attention to. And honestly, a lot of agencies that do the same thing that I do, quote unquote, still don't get that either. But it's the front, the back, and the traffic. We learned how your clients can build their lists and earn money even if funnels aren't their business. Find a way to add values. Look at their lead magnets and say, hey, your lead magnet's really, really weak, even though we don't work with that together, or your traffic strategy is awful, or what's the back end of your funnel look like? Oh, you don't know what that means? Find a way to do that. And then learning how to generate more revenue, strategy, service, and affiliate. Okay. Now questions.
Right.
Ask now or spend the rest of your day in suspense.
It's like speak now or forever hold your peace. No, definitely not. Jason is a great resource. So if you do have questions, get social with him and feel free to reach out and ask. He's been great working in our partner community. Jason, I've got one here for you from our friend Joe down in Texas, and I'd love to tee it up for you. So he says, thanks for the great info. Question about how to position a more comprehensive service. How do you offer multiple services, such as email marketing, lead generation, and funnel optimization, without diluting the clarity of your services? So meaning, how do you make sure you don't sound like an I can do it all kind of generalist, compared to a more targeted niche service? He says, I totally understand how that fits into a gradual upselling sequence, but would you ever approach more cold traffic with this all-encompassing approach? Or would you get your foot in the door with one offer and then work your way up from there?
Beautiful question. Absolutely beautiful. So what I do personally, and it's worked well for me, is I stay highly specialized by platform within those niches. So for example, on ads, Facebook's probably 90% what I do for a reason. On the email marketing or automations, pretty much active campaign exclusively. I can work in other platforms, but if people aren't married to it, I migrate them over quickly. And then with the visual part of the funnels, click funnels for me, the reason I keep it specific is because I know for my business that most of my new clients are going to come in one of 3 ways. It's going to be an active campaign project. Hey, help me set up my account. This is what I want to do. And as we work together and talk together, that opportunity for that ongoing work presents itself. Another piece could be consulting. Sometimes it's over active campaign or Facebook ads. And then the third piece is build me a funnel and click funnels. Build this for me, and nobody ever thinks about the back end. Nobody ever thinks about the traffic. So 90% of my business starts as a project, and then when it's done, the clients are like, hey, how can we keep working together? And that's when I pitch the agency piece, or to put it in different words, what we talked about today. That's how I kind of pitch the front end, the back end of the traffic. And that's easy terminology for the clients to grasp as well.
Love it, Jason. And it kind of puts you in a position of, more of a power position than just catering to clients who are like, I need this, Jason, I need this, do this for me. Not even remotely that approach, but more of the doctor recommending, here's what we can do. Here are the tactics that we can take to help you grow.
Yep.
I love it. Yeah. I've got one here from our friend Lindsay. Also love all the communication Lindsay has in our partner program too. Thanks for reaching out. She has a good one here. Do you have an agency or do you work solo? I'm struggling to stay solo or expand to contractors or employees. Jason, I feel like this is a good story for you.
Yeah, so I do both. Honestly, I do both. So on the project work, the front end work, I do that. So I've got different lead sources, and I really enjoy it. I'm passionate about it. Keeps me sharp. But like you find out, I'm not scalable. You're not scalable. We get to a point where we need help. So on the agency side, with the ongoing work, I do have a team that helps me, and a team that helps me with my own brand as well. So both. I've tried to just check out of it and do agency only, and I can't. I love the front end piece as well, kind of that sales, that relationship development piece. So it doesn't have to be an either or proposition. It can be both for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. Lindsay says, we speak the same. I love that as well. All right, great. We've got one more question here from our friend Joe. He says, thanks for the response. He says, so typically I try to go for retainer or recurring revenue from day one, since I vastly prefer that business model. But do you find that the idea of an ongoing expense is more intimidating to new clients, and then starting with project-based first, then once they trust you, going toward more of a retainer recurring revenue route?
Absolutely, no question. So you got to think about this, Joe. Everybody who's in the business that we're both in essentially is going to come at these people the same way. Hey, we charge, whatever a month. This is why we're better than a million other companies that do the same thing. People are going to throw up their defenses to that right away because they get pitched a million times a day. The beauty of the project work, like I tell my wife, the project work is, a splash in the account. You can have good projects, but it's the splash in the account. But the bigger opportunity is it lets that client know who they're working with and let them know what to expect. It's that dating phase. So typically what happens is if you start, like I don't want to build a project business because it's not scalable, but it is a phenomenal entry into the recurring side of things with the agency. So typically what happens is when I do a project, it's almost always the client's idea, like, hey, do you have options to work together on a monthly basis, or how can we keep working together? It's almost always there. It becomes a pitchless proposition, and the close rates in that scenario are sky high. So yeah, date your clients first.
Not literally, but love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Lindsay and Joe, I know we're up on our time. I'm actually getting kicked out of my room here. I know Chris Davis is going to be dialing in for a podcast here, but yeah, thanks so much for joining us, Jason, and for just really sharing some awesome insight here. We had a great turnout here, a lot of great questions. So thanks again for joining us.
The recording will be posted by the end of the week on our YouTube channel for partners. But otherwise, thanks again for attending, everyone.